What got me really into coffee was learning that you can source coffee from small farms that are growing really nice stuff and putting a lot of work into growing coffee that tastes fruity or chocolatey or like peanut butter. It's exciting for me to share with other people that coffee can taste good. You don't have to suffer through like this burnt, oily cup of sludge to get your caffeine for the day. We never really planned on starting a whole roasting business in the beginning. It was just, there were 3 of us that lived in the dorms at Valparaiso University. It was me and my roommate, Walker Johnson, and our next door neighbor, Drew McKenna. We were just getting really into coffee, figuring out new ways to make it in our room, and our whole thing was come over, we'll make you coffee that we made in our room right here. And it was like this whole community throughout the dorms of sharing coffee with people. And then eventually some people were like, this is not bad, we'll start buying some. So we started selling to friends and family on like a very small scale, and then started doing some campus events, selling to more and more people. And then we got bigger roasters, and then it kind of just grew on its own with people just wanting to buy coffee. A lot of coffee that you'll buy at the grocery store or at whatever gas station is just like a mix of, maybe you've got some Colombian coffee, some Brazilian coffees all thrown in, but we buy coffee that's like from a single source and has a certain flavor profile. Costa Rican coffees taste like a little bit of tropical fruit. A lot of Latin American coffees taste a little bit nutty. Kenyan coffees are like pretty acidic. And we like to just bring out the kind of intrinsic flavors of the country that they were grown in. So that's a lot of it, is just when we buy it, and then when we roast it, we have this is like a pretty top of the line specialty roaster, and we've got a software where we track all the data that's happening during the roast, the like gas changes, airflow, like the drum rotation, everything. And we're able to apply heat in different ways that brings out certain flavors. So I think the thing that people would notice most if they drank our coffee is that there's just a lot more flavor there, where a lot of coffee, it just tastes like coffee. We have one that really tastes like chocolate and peanut butter. Like you get a lot more out of it. Two years into messing around with roasting, we met a coffee farmer named Marianella, who has a project in Costa Rica where she's trying to make coffee farming profitable, where a lot of times it's not. And the cool thing about it is better coffee and better sourcing, like more equitable sourcing, go together. So farmers can grow a nicer coffee and they can pay more for it, and then they can actually make money. And for us to be able to buy more of her coffee, and then we met other farmers who were doing really cool stuff, and we can buy their coffee and support what they're doing. And I think bringing better coffee to the coffee market, and also coffee that's sourced in a way that's not harmful to the countries where it's grown, is kind of what keeps us going. We call it the Yaggy mission, and it's mostly, right now, it's mostly a commitment to buy from people who are doing those things. Our biggest thing is just there are people that are doing really good work in their communities growing coffee, so how can we support them? A lot of the farms we work with are doing things like clean water for their towns. They're providing education for the kids of the parents who are coming in and picking the coffee every year. We just bought a coffee from Nicaragua, and it's 100% produced by women in a country where not a lot of opportunities have been presented to them, and somebody invested in them, and now we can buy their coffee and support women owning land and women producing their own product in a place where that's been hard in the past. Everywhere we buy coffee from, there's a cool story. There's a farmer in Costa Rica, her name is Kathia Zamora. We carry her Close of Farms coffee a good part of the year. And she told me like a year ago, we were talking, and she said, having my family's farm's name on your coffee bags in the US feels like winning an Oscar or a Grammy to me. And that was like, that just blew me away. So it's definitely like a big part of why we're doing all of this and what keeps us going. For us, it's so important because we learned about it secondhand, I guess, from people who have seen it, who have grown up on farms. And I think that's part of what drives us to grow, is if we can take a bigger share of the coffee market and give that to people who are doing this responsibly, then that is pretty big for us. Coffee that's not sourced responsibly, there's deforestation, there's pesticides, there's kids living in poverty, not being able to go to school. There's like endless things that exist in the coffee world. But I think one of the things that's cool about specialty coffee is there's a lot of people that are trying to change that, and we like jumping on board with that.